It is finally that time. Hey racers, John Racer 3 here, back for the John Racer 3 Distance Championship finale. And as you can see, we've got our top 10 fastest distance championship cars that have held on to their top 10 spot now for over a year. And all of these cars are going to be competing on a modified distance track to see which one can go the farthest. As you can see, the fat track has been removed and replaced with a single lane distance track, and the cars are going to have 3 attempts to try and get as far as they possibly can to win the John Racer 3 Distance Championship season. So the whole season, the whole year, all of the months of Distance Championship racing have come down to this. These top 10 cars are going to battle it out to see which one can go the farthest. So let's go ahead and look at our top 10 before we get into the matchups. In 10th place, we got the Range Rover Velar. In 9th place, the Audi RS5. In 8th place, the Aston Martin 177. In 7th place, we got the Ferrari GTO. In 6th place, we got the Corvette C6-R. And in 5th place, the car that's been here the longest, the Ferrari 458. Faster than ever, rounding out the bottom of your top 5. In 4th, we got the Chevy Silverado EV, which should be really fast on this track, but then we've got the podium cars. In 3rd place, we have the Ferrari FXX, who raced up here in one of the last races of the season, along with the Datsun 240Z, who also raced up here in one of the last races of the season, but both of which could not contend with the Datsun 510 Wagon, who has been your champion and your crown holder for the entirety of the season so far. But that can all change as all of these cars get ready to take on the single lane track to see how far they can go. So, like I mentioned, the rules are simple. Each car is going to have 3 runs to see how far they can go, and they're going to stick with their best run at the end of all 3. So we're going to do that for all of these drivers, and hopefully by the time this Datsun is out on the track, we will know who's going to go home with the championship and who is going to walk home empty-handed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this Distance Championship finale. To kick off the Distance Championship finale, we have our number 10 seed, the Range Rover Velar. Now remember, all of these cars are going to get 3 attempts on the track to see how far they can go. Range Rover's up first, and he's just barely going to end on turn 3, which I don't think is going to win him a championship. 225 scale speed for the Range Rover is fast, and for a first run, he's going to end off right at the beginning of turn 3, but we got 2 more runs to go. Let's see if he can improve on the second run. Range Rover has shown enough speed to stay in the top 10, but just, again, barely in the top 10. And it looks like his second run is going to be a little bit slower than his first around turn 3, so we're not even going to need to track this one. Not very fast for the Range Rover. 219 scale speed, so he's a little bit slow around the arc, but we're going to give him 1 more run to see if he can improve. Can he not finish last in the championship? Well, there's only one way to find out. The Range Rover fast around the arc, fast around turn 2. Can he go a little bit farther? It doesn't look like he's going to finish even farther back than he did last time. But again, 219 scale speed. There you have it. The Range Rover's first run was his fastest run, and he's going to end off right before the modified turn 3. I don't know if that's going to win him a championship, but we got 9 more cars to go coming up soon. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. Next up on the Distance Championship finale is the car that's currently seated 9th. We have the Audi RS5 Coupe. This Audi RS5 is legendary in the John Racer 3 Distance Championship. Let's see what he's able to do for his first run around turn 3. How far can he go? That's not going to be a very bad run there for the Audi for his first run. 238 scale speed. He's going to have 2 more runs to improve this, but still a pretty good run right off the bat. He's going to have his first marker place there, and he's going to try and better it. Like I was saying, this Audi is an absolute legend because it's competed in Distance Championship finales before and even gotten really close to winning. Here we go, his second run around turn 3. He is going to go just a tiny bit farther than he did last time, carrying his speed a little bit farther. That is the performance performance we expect out of this Audi. And 235 scale speed, he's just going to be a little bit slower, but he is going to improve. So I guess he was just rubbing the walls a little bit less that second run. Let's see if he can improve with one more run. The Audi is looking for his first championship, and it would be a fan favorite if this thing was able to bring it back from 9th. But let's see what he's able to do here around turn 3. Can he go a little bit farther? He will go a little bit farther, improving every single run. That is what we absolutely love to see from the Audi, as he's going to absolutely dominate the 10th seed of the Range Rover, eliminating him from the championship. 228 scale speed was his slowest speed around the arc for all of these runs, but it's still going to be his best run, finishing just around 48 feet, as the Audi absolutely dominates the Range Rover. And we're going to have to see if he can hold this position, because we got 8 super fast cars coming up next. But the Audi is currently in your championship lead with 8 cars to go. Our next car in the distance championship finale is our 8th seed, the Aston Martin 177. This Aston Martin 177 shocked the world on its first run because it brought a ton of speed to the distance track. Let's see what he's able to do on his first run here. He's going to end off around 47 feet and behind the Audi that went before him. 249.89 scale speed is unbelievably quick from this Aston Martin. He's going to have 2 more runs, and with a speed like that, I bet he's got more distance in him. We're going to put the marker down behind the Audi and give him 2 more tries. Let's see what the Aston Martin can do on his second attempt. This thing is just so quick. Looks fast around turn 2 that time. Can he keep his speed high? Around turn 3, he's going to roll, and he's going to roll just ahead of the Audi. 246 scale speed this time, so a little bit slower than the last time, but like we've seen with the Audi, the slowest speed around the arc ended up equating to a farther distance down the track, which is very interesting. These cars have been getting faster every run, but we got one more run for this Aston Martin. So far, he got a position in front of the Audi, but can he go a little bit farther to secure his championship spot? As we got our third attempt for the Aston Martin, let's see if he's able to bring out some remarkable speed and a remarkable run. Looks really fast around the backstretch there. Faster around turn 3, and he is going to improve. 246 scale speed for the Aston Martin is going to put him just a bit ahead of the Audi, but take a look at that. He improves his distance on the third run, and this is where your 8th seed car is going to be sitting going into the championship. And with that run, the Aston Martin is your new championship leader, beating out the Audi, which I know is a fan favorite for you guys, but don't worry, this Audi will be back soon. But this Aston Martin hasn't won anything yet. We still have 7 of the fastest cars yet to take on this track. Can the Aston Martin hold on, or is someone else going to come beat him? Stay tuned. Our next car looking to win the JR3 Distance Championship is the Ferrari GTO. This Ferrari GTO has been fast for as long as I can remember. Being an older casting, it's really got that speed. And take a look at this first run on the distance track. 246 scale speed, and he's going to take the lead of the championship, beating out the Aston Martin and the Audi, but he's still got 2 more runs to go to improve his distance. We're going to put his first marker down just behind 49 feet to see if he can improve. Let's see what he can do on attempt number 2. All of these cars doing these final distance runs have been improving after their first run. Let's see if the Ferrari is any different. Going a little bit farther. Yes, he will. He is going to extend his distance. Getting a little bit faster, a little bit slower around the scale speed trap, but still really good for that Ferrari. He goes about 5 inches farther in distance, which is pretty substantial in this championship, and he's going to have 1 more run to go to extend his championship lead. Can the Ferrari walk home with a trophy in this championship? Let's find out. As the fastest car we've seen so far, can he extend his distance on his final run? Gets around turn 3, goes for it, but he's not going to go farther than his last run. As you can see, 242 scale speed was so much faster than last time, but he doesn't show it on the distance as he finishes behind his first run. But his second run is still going to be an all-time great one as he holds the lead for the distance championship. The Ferrari GTO is your new leader for the distance championship, beating that Aston Martin 177, but we still have the 6 fastest cars waiting to do their runs for the distance championship. Who's going to come out on top and who's going to hold the crown? Only time will tell. Battle is heating up for the distance championship, and next up we have our 6th seed, the Corvette C6-R. See what this Corvette's able to do in its first championship run. Remember, all these cars get 3 runs to see how far they can go. Let's see if the Corvette can extend his gap. It doesn't look like it's going to be a very fast first run. 238 scale speed through the speed trap is not going to be the run the Corvette was looking for. Maybe he was slow around the turns. Maybe he just didn't have the speed on the straights, but that is not going to put him in the front of this distance championship battle, so he's going to get 2 more attempts to see if he can go any farther than this. Attempt number 2. This Corvette is just such a fast casting. It 100% deserves to be in this championship battle, but can he extend his distance? Down the straightaway, he's going to go a little bit farther than last time, but not far enough to take the championship lead. 238 scale speed. With that run, he is going to overtake the Aston Martin to take second in the championship, but second in this championship is not going to get you anything. He has 1 more run to see if he can go a little bit farther. Let's see what this Corvette can do on his last trip down the distance track. He just is so fast around these turns, but he's losing a lot of speed on the straights. Around turn 3, can he go far? It doesn't look like it. He's going to finish behind his second run, and the Corvette C6 is not going to be racing for a championship today. 232 scale speed, the Corvette gave it his all, and he's still going to finish in front of that Aston Martin 177, but he doesn't have the speed to pass the Ferrari, who had a much better run than him, and the Corvette is now eliminated from championship contention. But we still have our 5 fastest cars to go, so stay tuned for these guys. We're close to finding a champion for this distance championship, but up next is the Ferrari 458. See what this faster than ever Ferrari can do. This car has been in the top 10 longer than any other car in this championship, but look at this run. The Ferrari, despite being the 5th seed, finishes behind the last 4 cars to take on the track. 232 scale speed. Not a very good first run for this Ferrari. Not a very good first run for this Ferrari. He's going to have 2 more attempts to pass the competition and get in front of that fellow Ferrari in the GTO if he wants to lead this championship, but right now it's not looking good. Let's see if the Ferrari can go faster in his second attempt. These cars have been getting faster as the runs go on. This run looks a little bit faster from the Ferrari. Around turn 3, can he extend his distance? He goes farther than last time, but he's still not going to make up any positions in the championship. He finishes behind the Audi. 232 scale speed. The Ferrari just does not have the speed to compete with all these guys on the distance, and without the fat track, it is now just pure speed, and the Ferrari seems to be lacking compared to these other cars, as he's got 1 more run to see if he can go farther, but if he improves, there's still hope. 1 more run for the longest standing car in the top 10. Can he redeem himself? This 458, beautiful looking Ferrari is fast around turn 2. He goes around turn 3. Can he extend? It doesn't look like it, as his third run is going to be slower than his second. 232 skill speed, and at the bottom of the leaderboard is not where this Ferrari wanted to end up, but right now the Ferrari GTO is holding steady in his distance championship attempt, but we got 4 of the fastest cars still yet to run, so stay tuned because this championship is going to be wrapping up very, very soon. We're down now to the final 4 cars in the distance championship. Up next is Chevy Silverado EV. Starting his first run to try and take the distance championship crown, gets a little bit loose off of turn 2, but he still manages to hold his distance well. He's not going to get past that Ferrari, but 246 scale speed and 49 feet for the first run for this Silverado is looking pretty fast. This Silverado so far has been one of the only cars to take the fight to the Datsun, but right now, finishing behind the Ferrari GTO on his first run, he's definitely looking to improve, and hopefully he can get around turn 2 just a little bit smoother this time. Attempt number 2 for the Silverado EV. Really fast around the arc, manages to keep all 4 wheels planted around turn 2 this time, and take a look at this distance. The Silverado is going to take the lead of the distance championship, and he's not done there. He's still squeezing out this run, rolling a little bit, but now he's going to come to a stop. 242 scale speed. That is the speed we expect from this Silverado. Even though he's the 4th seed, that is still a really, really good run that these competitors are going to have to beat, as the Chevy Silverado EV takes the lead of the championship, but he still has 1 more run to try and improve his distance. 1 more attempt from the Silverado. Can he secure the championship with this run? There's only one way to find out. Fast around the arc. Really fast around turn 2. He's going to carry enough speed. Looks like he's going a little bit slower into turn 3, but it's still enough to beat the Ferrari. Not going to be as fast as his second run again, but 246 scale speed is really good, and this Silverado is definitely going to assert his dominance and hold the championship lead. So far, all of these cars have been having really fast runs, but none of them have been as fast as the Silverado. He now holds the lead with 3 of the fastest cars still yet to go. Can the Silverado hold on to his position, or is someone going to come by and beat him? Only time will tell. We're now down to the top 3 fastest cars so far in the Distance Championship. Running third is the Ferrari FXX. Let's see how well it can do for his first run. This Ferrari shocked everybody, racing up to the third spot there on the last month of distance racing. And take a look at that, the Ferrari not showing the speed we expect out of a third seed car, 242 scale speed. The Ferrari manages to pass the Audi and the 458 in the Distance Championship, but is still behind the 177 and even the C6. He's got 2 more runs to go to see if he can catch up to the Silverado, who currently leads this championship. Attempt number 2 for the FXX. So far in this finale, the second run from all of these cars have been their best run. Looks like that's going to be the case for the FXX as well. He zooms up. He's going to pass the GTO, but he's not going to find the speed or the wheels to race to the Silverado as he finishes second behind him, 242 skill speed. That was a much better run for this FXX, but he needs to carry speed a little bit more in the straights in order to catch that Silverado. Currently, he sits second in the championship. Can he do anything about it in his last run? All right, Ferrari FXX, final run in the Distance Championship from third in the championship. What can he do? Can the Ferrari shock everyone entering the championship late? It doesn't look like it. It was slow around turn 2. He tries to extend his distance, but he's going to finish a little bit farther than he did on his first run. 242 scale speed yet again for the FXX, and it's not going to be enough to catch that Silverado. The Ferrari gave it his all as one of the newest members in the top 10, looked to defend his spot well, but ultimately came up short to the Silverado, who still leads the championship with 2 cars to go. But we have Datsun domination coming up next with the 510 Wagon and 240Z being your second and first seeds. Will the Silverado be able to hold on, or where will the Datsuns fare up against this close championship battle? Stay tuned. We got 2 more races to go. We have 2 more cars left to race to decide who wins the Distance Championship. And up next, we have our second fastest car so far, the Datsun 240Z. The Datsun 240Z shocked everybody as it raced to the top 10 in its last battle, but look at this, a huge speed fall off from the Datsun 240Z, 235 scale speed around the arc, and look at where he finishes, way behind the rest of the top 10. I was not expecting that from the 240Z, but he's going to have 2 more attempts to go a little bit farther. Has he lost all of his speed from when he was unboxed and raced in the Distance Championship? Well, right now it looks like he has. All right, attempt number 2 for the 240Z. Can he redeem himself? I've seen fall off from cars before, but not like this. Look at this speed. The Datsun falls off yet again, improving on distance, but not enough to matter. 232 scale speed. Something is clearly up with this Datsun after the dominant performance he had in the Distance Championship now in May. It looks like he's just not going to be able to redeem himself. He's got 1 more run to go, but I doubt he's going to pull out any miracles here. The final run for the 240Z, a car that had so much promise. Let's see if he's able to race up to second. These Datsuns have been so fast. It is such a shame to see the speed from this thing fall off as much as it has. And look at that, his third run is going to be the slowest one we have seen since, well, I guess the Land Rover there as our 10th seed, 232 scale speed. An incredible fall from grace for this 240Z. Started second and now is finishing almost dead last in the championship, 232 scale speed. So he is a ways behind the rest of his competitors, but this championship is not over. Right now, the Silverado still holds the lead, but we have our fastest car still yet to run. We've got 1 more race to go. Is the Datsun gonna take it home? There's only one way to find out. 1 year of racing, and this Datsun 510 is the fastest car so far. Can he take home the championship? All he has to do is go faster than the current championship leader, the Silverado EV. Let's see if this wagon can do it on his first run. He goes, and he's not going to get far enough. 249 scale speed. A pretty slow run for our championship leader in his first attempt. 249 skill speed is not going to be fast enough to beat the Silverado, but he still has 2 attempts to get it done. Can the Datsun race to the lead? There's only one way to find out. Attempt number 2 for the 510 wagon. These second attempts have been the faster attempts for all of these cars so far in the championship. This looks like a good run for the Datsun. Is he able to extend his gap? He goes. He's barely going to finish behind the FXX for his second run. 235 skill speed. This is making me nervous. The Silverado has quite the gap over the Datsun. The Datsun only has one more attempt to see if he can go farther, or he's going to lose out the championship. He's been leading for an entire year. Let's see if he's going to be able to improve on this last championship run. But it all comes down to this. For the final run of the championship, can the Datsun do it? He's got to pass that Silverado. He's fast around the arc. He's fast around turn 2. Can he extend his gap down the straight? Down turn 3, can he do it? He can! The Datsun wagon is your champion! He had me in the first half, not gonna lie, but it's the Datsun 510 wagon who goes farther than the Silverado when he needs to on his final run, and the Datsun 510 wagon is your distance champion. Thank you guys so much for all the support you've shown me throughout this series, and this is not the end of the distance championship. I'm going to reconfigure this track and come back with a brand new championship before you know it, but until now, let's just bask in the glory of the fastest car we've seen on this page basically ever. The Datsun 510 wagon is your GOAT for the season. And there you have it. That is going to do it for this year on the distance championship. The Datsun bringing it back on the last lap when he needs to, passing that Silverado when he needs to, shows why he is truly the GOAT of the distance racing. Second place, we got that Silverado. Third place, we got the FXX. Fourth place, we got the Ferrari GTO. Fifth place, the Corvette C6. Sixth place, the Aston 177. Seventh place, the Audi RS5. Eighth place, the Ferrari 458. Ninth place, the most shocking of them all, the Datsun 240Z. And in 10th place, we got that Range Rover who didn't even make it around turn 3. But this is how the championship is going to end as we finish this season with our champion, the Datsun 510, racing it farther than anybody else. So that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for your support on this series. I hope you guys have enjoyed the racing, and don't worry, I will be back with more distance racing here after the season. We'll give a little bit of time to marinate, think of some new championship ideas, and focus on some other championships that I want to showcase on the John Racer 3 YouTube channel and everywhere else where I post Hot Wheels content. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe, hit that notification bell for more Hot Wheels tournaments like this, and that is where I'm going to end off this season. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Peace!